I continue to think it's really unfortunate that this state legislation prevents municipalities like Pasadena from enacting breed-specific legislation. The data that we reviewed indicated that about half of the fatal dog bite cases, and there are a number of them every year in our country, about half of them are pit bull type breeds that are responsible. And by the most liberal estimate, those breeds constitute about 5% of the total dog population. And many people believe it's much lower. So from a policy perspective, there's just no reason to not regulate that risk, that disproportionate risk. And we've had in our own community, Steve mentioned the attack up in Antelope Valley, we've had in our own city bad pit bull attacks. And I think it's just a matter of time in our community when we're going to have a really, really bad episode, and it would be good to avoid that if we could. At the Public Safety Committee hearings, we talked about data that shows that approximately 4% of the dogs in the U.S. are pit bull breeds, and 50%, at least 50% of the fatal dog attacks on humans are caused by pit bull breeds. And there's just no sound public policy reason why a community like Pasadena shouldn't be allowed to ban such dangerous animals. And I'm tempted to say this is timely because 10 days ago in Colton, a 2-year-old boy was, and this is strong language, but this is why we're here, a 2-year-old boy was literally ripped apart by pit bulls and killed. A little time before that, there was an attack in Corona. There was another attack in Corona earlier this year, and a 60-year-old woman was killed. So, I mean, this is going to happen in Pasadena if we don't do something about it. We should also be pursuing in Sacramento a wake-up call to the state legislature so that local communities can decide whether or not they want to have, these pit bulls that cause such a disproportionate share of fatal and severe injuries on humans. They are a much, much, much more dangerous breed, period. No right-thinking person could deny that. And sadly, they've also become associated in some cases with sort of gang culture and the idea of an unneutered male pit bull who's been bred for thousands of years to be a killer is going to kill. I'll stop. I think you know how I feel about this, but this is a start, and I think we should continue to pursue this. The state law makes no sense. Our police officers have to shoot dogs from time to time, and I'm sure it's anecdotal, but I know they've had to shoot pit bulls. Those are inherently dangerous situations. I would also, with council's approval, ask that it go back to ledge policy so that we can once again have a discussion about whether we ought not to ratchet up our voice in Sacramento about being able to address this, in light of these recent attacks. Well, it's not just that. It's that the testimony we heard at Public Safety was, even though pit bull breeds are 4 to 6% of total dogs, they account for over half the fatalities. And that's really what stimulated this whole discussion, was how, every month or two you read about a pit bull killing a toddler or a senior. And I want that to happen in Pasadena.
I would note that the only fatality that we have responded to, a dog bite fatality that the Pasadena Humane Society has responded to, was in Glendale, and it was not a pit bull.
Right, and we want to act before you respond to a pit bull fatality here, just like has happened in... It was a
Rottweiler.
Why are you interrupting?
I'm sorry.
We want to stop it before it happens here.